I only did it twice because nobody moved the first time. Well, happy Halloween, everybody. See some fun costumes in the room. My name is Jennifer Ruane. I am your fearless leader this year. Thank you. And Curry decorated our podium today for Halloween, so yay. Welcome to Rotary Club of Brentwood. Our invocation today is led by Hunter McCarty and our pledge and four-way test by Steve Huff.
Please pray with me. Heavenly Father, we gather today in fellowship and service, united by the ideals of Rotary. We thank you for the blessings of community, purpose, and the opportunity to make a difference. Grant us wisdom as we strive to live by the four-way test. May our words be truthful, our actions fair, our intentions build goodwill, and our efforts benefit all concerned. Today we lift up our foundations, a beacon of hope, healing, and peace locally and across the globe. Inspire us to give generously, not only from our abundance, but from our hearts. Let our contributions be seeds of change. Comfort and relieve those among us that are experiencing health issues, and give your power of healing to those who minister to their needs. Bless this meal, this meeting, and this mission. May our service be guided by compassion, and may our giving reflect the spirit of Rotary, service above self. Amen.
And now join me in the pledge to the flag. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, liberty. Now for the four-way test of the things we think, say, and do. First, second, third, and fourth.
All right, our secretary, Jennifer Shepard, to introduce guests.
Hey, everybody. Happy Halloween. We've got some guests. Don't sit down, Devin. She's been here before. You may have met her. You may remember her. I know you've met her. Devin Dodson, who is Kip's daughter. Fresh back from 2 years in Japan. Yes.
Hello, everyone. I just came back. I've been teaching English in Japan the last 2 years. Last time I was here was probably when I was still in university. I studied education, sociology, and philosophy, and I'm planning on going to law school next year. So wish me luck and taking the LSAT in like a week. So also good luck on that.
Thank you. It's always good to see you. So when my kids grew up with Devin, and when we first moved across town to Brentwood, Devin was one of my daughter's first friends. And then you and Stephen kicked each other in the head for several years. Good times, good times. And then where's Jason? This is the very last time I get to introduce Jason. Jason Gage, very last time I'm introducing him as a guest because he's going to be inducted today. Yay! And then Jennifer Ruane may be introducing you guys soon, but we've got a special guest, Eddie Allred and Jeff Brasher. Love your costumes. Thank you so much for coming. I think that's it.
All right, so first announcement, we would like to induct Jason Gage to the club. So Ray is going to come up and share a little bit about, if you were here a couple months ago, we got to learn about his new role with the city, but hopefully Ray will share more about the person with us. So take it away.
Hello, everybody. Foundation Day. Hope everybody brought their checkbook or credit card or whatever. So, I want to talk a little about the fact that our club has had the honor of having the last 3 city managers as members of our club. And I think that's very good and very poignant for Rotary, because being a city manager is definitely a job of leadership, but it's really a job of service. And that's really what Rotary's about. And so in the several months, 6 months or so of working with Jason, I can tell you he is a good servant leader. And he'll be a great member of our club. And I feel like a very active member. As I thought about service and Rotary and Rotary being about service above self, this club epitomizes that. This is a very good, strong Rotary club. And so I thought it just would be natural for Jason to be a member. And so I was thankful that he chose correct and picked our club. And so without further ado, it is my honor to introduce Jason Gage as our new member of Rotary. Okay, what should I do?
You're good.
Okay.
I will say, if you guys at the first responders picnic, and I said something to him afterwards, he wasn't even a member yet, but he was out there serving food with all of us. And so again, what Ray said, servant's heart was well known right away. So thank you. And I'm glad you picked us too.
All
So,
right.
yay.
Thank you.
you.
Thanks for having me.
Right. So membership's it's a vital part of our club. So keep bringing in good members, guys. If you know someone who has a great servant's heart and you think would be a good Rotarian, just bring them to a meeting. Let's get to know them. We'll win them over. Okay, so a couple announcements that I want to go over with you real quick first. Laura or Banks? I didn't see Banks. Laura, do you want to talk about November 8th?
All right, next Saturday, November 8th, we'll be at Owls Hill Nature Sanctuary for an invasive plant species cleanup. We've got some other community participants who've been invited to join us, but we need better representation from our club. So if you are available, please don't have FOMO of something else. Like, don't be afraid you're going to miss something else, because the football games will start after we're done. So there's plenty of time for you to come and serve and knock this project out. Many hands make light work. So if you come and we work together, we'll be able to get out really quickly and have made a big difference. We also, and as a side note, we are having a community service committee meeting next week before meeting at 11. So if you're able to come and learn about other ways to serve, we definitely want you to come and participate in that as well. Was there anything else you wanted that to cover?
The only thing I'll add is I did extend the invitation to serve with us to some of the other clubs, so don't let them out represent us, you guys. Please sign up. Okay, where's Sybil? She was here. Do you want to talk about it or you want me to? Come on up. Sure, I'm happy to talk about it. Sybil and Colleen and I met with Brentwood Country Club yesterday to plot and plan for the Christmas party / casino night. So I was really excited when we left, and I'll let you share a little bit more about it.
Oh, my goodness. Well, the main thing is it's coming up. It's December 4th. And so please, watch for the invitation. It'll be coming out first part of next week and RSVP because we need to get our numbers into the country club by, I think it was November 21st. So please, when you see it, RSVP. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. We're not just doing a regular dinner, but then we're going to kick it up with the casino night right after. So I think it's a beautiful venue. I think we're going to have wonderful food and a lot of fun. So December 4th, put it on your calendar. Thank you.
All right, and we'll send a save the date out and some information out this week and the RSVP soon. When she said November 21st, that's going to be our deadline. They do want to know the day before Thanksgiving. So we are kind of a little tighter than we originally are on time. So just keep that in the back of your mind. December 6th. So that's not up here just yet. I just found out about this last night. The Franklin Rotary Club in the evening. Yes, the drinking club. If you've ever been to the Franklin Parade that they host downtown, that is a Rotary event. And so they need some volunteers. So I'm going to put that in reflections and ask for volunteers. They may or may not be enticing you to volunteer by a big party. And I don't know what that means, but there is an after party that they say is quite the shindig. So if you guys are available on December 6th, that Saturday morning, you may want to go out and play with some of the other clubs and do the parade with them. Okay, two more things. Family Rotary. If you guys don't know what Family Rotary is, there's a lot of things that happen behind the scenes. They are put in reflections, people to pray for, things that happen. But I wanted to call out, not by individual, but just the Family Rotary Committee. They send flowers, they send cards, they show up at hospitals when people are there with blankets. When people pass away, they show up and they represent our club and they do a really good job. And if that's a committee that you're interested in being a part of, let us know. But mostly I just wanted to make sure you guys knew behind the scenes, there's stuff going on to take care of us, right? Our own members. And so if there's any needs you have, make sure to let us know. Let the Family Rotary know because we want to be there for you. It does not have to be known to the whole group. We will keep some of that private. I've had that, but we definitely want to be there for you guys as you go through stuff, good and bad. If you have good things happen to you, we want to be there too for you. Okay, last and certainly not least, I'm going to ask Jeff to come up here and share something that happened last week with it's right there underneath there. With the district, we all got to go to the district governor's speech last Monday night, and we were awarded something. So I wanted him to come up and share it with our past president, who has no idea this is happening. So yay.
Stephen, you get to come up front. Because of schedules and everything, this was missed. I believe district conference was it June, Eddie, last year? Yeah. It was in June. And Daryl Elshai, our former past district governor, gives out Club Excellent Awards. And this is not just something we should be giving out during a conference or seeing somebody maybe at the rodeo or something like that. This needs to be done in front of the club. So Stephen, on behalf of the district for 24-25 Brentwood Noon Club Excellent Award, given to you all. Thank you so much. Congratulations.
All right, good. Yeah, good job last year. Okay, happy bucks. Zach, I saw him. I gave him the basket. There you are.
Right here.
All right.
All right, who's happy on Halloween? Not everybody at once. All right, perfect. Okay. All right, we'll stop you. I have two happy books. One, I'm very happy to see some of our charter members that probably Curry knows that they made it to the meeting today. So good for them. Second happy book is I'm off to Mexico next week. Heart to Heart program started in our sister district 6780 about 20 years ago or so. They have been working in Mexico that entire time. Bottom line is Mexico has great needs. Our districts have great money. We put them together and wonderful Rotary things happen. So thank you. Ms. Laura.
Another shameless plug for the committee meeting next week. But I need ideas for service projects. If you guys have group service projects we want to do, please, please, please let me know. All of you have passions about something. And there are ways to serve in some of those areas. Some of them are harder areas to serve in. But let's get creative and give me all your bad ideas. I think good ideas are born from bad ones. So give me all your bad ideas. But I also want to say, serve somewhere. It doesn't have to be with Rotary. Like, we are people of service. You are in this club because you want to serve. So find a place to serve. Specifically, if anybody wants to come with me, I haven't signed up yet, but I want to do the parade. So if anybody, I think it's more fun if you're with somebody you know. So if y'all want to sign up together, we'll make sure we're in the same spot. You want to do it with me? Okay. 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 And the carousel, I went to see it last week and it's gorgeous and it's like so busy. So if anybody wants to go work a couple hours at the carousel at the factory, that'd be amazing. Let's do it.
Sweet. Love your energy. Love your energy. That's awesome. All right. Who else is happy? Oh, Steve.
Since I had the honor of being president, and that the job paid so good, I retired and decided to travel the world. I was in Paris for a week, Africa for 2 weeks, Las Vegas, a bunch of places. It was nice. But during all that time since presidency, I had a grandchild and I had a youngest son get married. And so now I don't know what to do. But enjoyed it. It was a blast. And Al and I are going to share this $5 because he needed to borrow it.
I gave him that $5. Give him applause. Yeah. All right. Who's number one in the country? The Ohio State Buckeyes. Yeah. I'll give $1 to $1 of my $5. He took $1 of it, $1 to Kip's daughter. She is an awesome person. She's does everything, does it well. And how about that Lane Kiffin? He is going to be coaching 5 schools next year. He's going to do it all teleconference. Anyway, Adi Todd. Awesome. Anybody else? Well, I'll put Alan and I'll put $1 in next week, but I'm really happy from getting back from Thailand. Awesome country. And if some people saw my Facebook post, I definitely think America has to have a conversation about the bidet because it's freaking awesome, right? I mean, it's the best thing ever, guys. I'm just telling you, like, it's the best thing ever. Like, and then I was curious of how much money we would save if we switched over. We would save like $5 to $10 billion from toilet paper as a country. So saving money.
Thank you, Zach. Okay, I'll add one thing. And I realize that in this room, we are house divided when it comes to this, but how about the Battle of the Woods last night? If you guys get into that. Pretty, yeah, it was pretty good. Okay, next we're gonna kick off our foundation drive. So Jennifer, you wanna come up and lead the way? It's ensured to be a spooky good time, I was told. Hey, I'm gonna set a stopwatch here because we got a lot to cover and I don't want to get the hook. Okay, so far today, my favorite thing to see was the smile on Kip's face while his daughter was talking. Did anybody see that? Was that the cute? Yeah, that was amazing. So welcome. Thank you. All right, so it's official. Today is the day that we have our foundation drive kickoff. It's an exciting day. Is everybody ready? Yeah, go. So every year about this time, because like I heard outside, we want to make sure that we start asking for money right as Christmas is upon us, because that's what would make sense. So we raise money for 2 different foundations during our foundation drive. So part of my goal today is to make sure that you understand the 2 different foundations, what they serve, how they serve, and how we give differently to them and the different types of things that they do. So we have the TRF and the BRCCF annual drive. Let me get my notes out because I don't want to forget any of my important information here. And the goal this year that we've set, we want 100% member participation with the BRCCF and the TRF. And I'm not telling you what those stand for yet because we're going to talk about that here in just a minute. So we're asking every Rotarian to give. And the TRF, and you'll see your flags on the table, every Rotarian every year means that every Rotarian in the world gives to the TRF every year
on average of $100. So that we ask that as a minimum. We are fortunate here in our club, which we'll talk about here in a minute as well. We're well above that average. Okay, what is the BRCCF and the TRF? Let's start with this. Does anybody know what the BRCCF stands for? Okay, past district governors, district, and the board of the BRCCF does not count. Okay, which one is it? Is it Brentwood Rotary's Consideration of Care Foundation? Is it Brentwood Rotary Club Charitable Foundation? Is it Broomstick Riders Causing Chaos Festival or Brentwood Residents Community Care Fund? Right? Hear me. Online. There we go. Okay. So what is the BRCCF? The BRCCF is our clubs, the Rotary Club of Brentwood, Tennessee. It's our club's foundation, Brentwood Rotary Club Charitable Foundation. It is our 501c3 arm that takes in our money and also makes the decisions about how we support the community with the monies we raise. It has what makes it separate from the club's directorship is that it has its own board of trustees, its own bylaws, president, secretary, and treasurer. Where do we spend our money? We give it through major and community grants, which we've heard from in the last few weeks, which is amazing when we get to hear that stuff. We give scholarships. We support youth programs. We do have some special emergency funding outside of the major and community grant programs. We do give money for other community asks during the course of the year. And we have some international programs. And we're really excited to report that our international programs are starting to get kick-started a little bit. And so we're really excited about the work that Pat and Dick and Roger Greenup and some of the others are doing. It's really amazing stuff. These things are also the initial step for us to get additional funding with the district and with our district and our global grants. We're going to touch on that a little bit, but I don't want to get too far into the weeds with that stuff. But if you have any questions about how money adds and multiplies through the district and global, we have 2 district people here that will be able to explain that away to y'all. Okay, since our inception in 1996, the BRCCF, just this club since 1996, we have donated over $1 million into our local community here in Middle Tennessee. It's amazing work. So you ask yourself, what's the where and the how and the what? Well, like I said, we give to local nonprofits and community needs. We have international projects. We do district partnerships and grants. We have done some global grants. We're keeping our fingers crossed that we're kind of on the edge of starting a global grant this year as well, which is a really big deal. There will be so much information about that coming this next year and a half. Youth programs and scholarships. Here are some logos of some of the organizations we've given to over the years. Over the years, we've given to Honduras, Belize, India, Africa. I did not put the scholarship stuff up there. That's on another slide. But these are some of the fabulous organizations locally we've supported. It's certainly not all of them, just some. Okay, so just to talk a little bit about the district and how we serve, we're going to get Jeff Brasher to come up. He's going to talk a little bit about, he is our district governor, governor-elect. So he will be our district governor next year.
Thank you, Jennifer. Thank you for the invite. Just a couple things here. Again, I'm on a time frame to get started. First and foremost is a huge thank you for what this club does. The district itself, whether it's per Rotarian, the amounts, the dollar amounts, truly is over the top. And thank you all so much. I was lucky enough to be on the district grant committee this year that gives back the funds that I think Eddie will go into a little further, but is excited to say every request from the Brentwood Club was 100% given back by the district. There was no cut. There were no questions. Everything that was requested came back to the club. Does anybody besides Jeff get this magazine? Do y'all get this as an individual? This just came out this week. And trust me, I don't read this thing cover to cover. Nobody probably has that time, but I do like to read certain things. And so in the very beginning, from our Francesco Arizo, our Rotary International president, had a couple of comments. Since 1988, Rotary and our partners have given and vaccinated 3 billion children against polio. 3 billion people. It's kind of hard to get our arms around that amount of people. But when we talk about foundation, I felt like that was important. So again, wanted to thank the Brentwood Club. Secondly, he states in here, when natural disasters strike, our foundation allows Rotary to act quickly with disaster response grants. So I want to give somebody, I've got a question out here. We can have a winner. Sorry, Jennifer. But who can tell me what happened on August 21st, 2021 in Middle Tennessee? August 21st, just west of here, as far as a disaster, what happened? There we go. I hear it, Waverly. August 21st, 2021, 20 confirmed deaths. I'm so excited to be part of what happened during that. Bob Huffman, a past district governor who was very up on disaster grants, enabled us to do a $30,000 disaster grant immediately. We got clubs to contribute, and we got close to $50,000 to help with the Waverly effort. With a raise of hands, who served on any of those given Saturdays at Waverly? Oh, boy. Thank you, guys. Thank you all so much. I'll never forget being there at this, and we did it not only for 1 year, we did it for 2 years. And I've talked to Waverly. We haven't forgotten about Waverly. They still need help. But I always remember one morning, about 6:45, a van pulls in. It might have been close to Christmas time. Y'all, I think, had rented or somebody had gotten a van and put Christmas lights in it, and y'all were singing Christmas carols from Brentwood Noon Club. I'll never forget that. We touched so many people that day, but disaster grants is something, again, that from what you all have done, we've taken advantage of it, and I think those that served at Waverly were a big plus. The last thing, the last paragraph, and I think Ray, where'd Ray go? Ray? Where'd Ray go? Did he leave? Laura's here. Laura's here. Through our foundation, we unite for good, and in doing so, we leave behind not only projects, but a legacy of peace, trust, and the last 3 words in his editorial is service above self. So go back to the next, the car lines. That happened in Thompson Station. How many in here were in Thompson Station with me a couple Saturdays ago? Any hands? We had some Brentwood people. I know Beth was there. That was the cars in Thompson Station waiting to get food at 6 o'clock in the morning. Next. That happens to be me. Got to watch that belt line a little bit, but I thought that was a good saying in our t-shirt. That's Beth over there on the far left. Here's all the Rotarians from Middle Tennessee that helped provide food 2 Saturdays ago for 150 families. And we work with one generation away. How many people here, raise of hands, was at the meeting last week or week before? At the One Gen plant, our warehouse. Absolutely fantastic. Next. Here's just an action point of all the food that we provided that morning. There's Cliff. If anybody remembers Cliff, that's another shirt, Rotarian at work. And I believe we'll leave, that's my last slide. That's Danny Powers, who was the past president of the Breakfast Club, showed up with his gloves in his pocket, people of action. So in closing, all I want to say is, in my year, my passion is going to be service. And we all have to write the checks, and that's important, and that's part of why we're here today. But I'm going to work exclusively with Laura to try to do more service projects, projects that you all need support on, that we can get other clubs involved in. And would just appreciate anything and everything that you guys do. As she said, more ideas to get out of the routine of just the meeting, but to help those in our communities. Thank you.
All right, let me see where I am. I was told at a meeting this week that I'm like a golden retriever. I'm really friendly, but I get distracted easily. So let me see where I am. It made me laugh. Yeah, because it's so true. Oh, right. Okay. So after all of that about the BRCCF, I know everyone's out there saying, wow, how can I give? What can I do? Right? Right? Here we all are. So how do we raise the money? We have three main sources of income. One, as everyone knows, is our golf tournament. There's no way to thank Larry Kane enough for what he has done and what he brings to our club through the hard work with the golf tournament. That's right. Pancake Day, from my understanding, started however many years ago, 40, whatever the year is, whoever's in charge of that, I can't remember, was originally 42, was originally a fundraiser. Over the years, and because of COVID, it's turned into a community service. It does raise a little money for us, but it's really a community service, but it does put some money in the BRCCF. But our major source of income is your generous donation right now. This is the time of year that we're putting the money in. So as we start looking at the major grants and community grants that we're going to be able to offer for this next year. So the next 3 weeks are really important for you to consider giving to the BRCCF. Where's my thingy here? So I know nobody here is going to be surprised, but I switched things up a little bit on how we're going to give. How you give is the same, but the cards are a little different. In the past, we've had full sheets of paper where you chose how much you wanted to give. I separated them out a little bit this year, not a little bit, totally. I really wanted everyone to understand the difference between the TRF and the BRCCF. So in the envelopes you were given when you came in, you have 2 cards in there. One of them is for the BRCCF. That one does not have your name on it. Please make sure you put your name on it. The card is asking, it says that the BRCCF is asking for $350. At our last trustee meeting, we decided to up that a little bit. We're asking every Rotarian in our club to give $400 to the BRCCF. Our golf tournament was down a little bit, and we're going to let Larry address and talk about that in a couple weeks during his golf tournament wrap up. But we ask you to give generously. So during the 26-27 year, we are going to be able to continue to give the same level of grants, youth activity participation as we have the last few years. So if you are so inclined today, you can fill this card out, the QR code. You can pay with your credit card, get your phone out, however you like to pay. You can write a check to the BRCCF, however you want to pay. There is a way for you to do that. We did not make this hard. If you have any questions, be sure and let us know. Are there any other questions about the BRCCF before we move on to the TRF? Any questions? Okay, there'll be time at the end as well. Now, here we are to RI. Does anyone know what the TRF stands for? Who said B first? You don't get a piece of tea. You don't. Oh. All right, it is the Rotary Foundation, the Rotary Foundation. The Rotary Foundation is the foundation arm of Rotary International. It functions differently than our foundation, which is the nonprofit of our club, but we all do a lot of the same work, just at different levels. But it is the 501c3, I guess it's a 501c3, I shouldn't say, arm of Rotary International. Okay, does anyone know what the motto of the Rotary Foundation is? Is it service above self, helping others around the world, doing good in the world, or to serve others in the world? Does anybody know? It is C. Who said that? It came from this side. Oh, wow, Ted. Stop. Oh, I was raised with boys. There you go. Okay, yes, yes. Okay, I think there might be one more. What is the #1 priority of the Rotary Foundation? Is it polio, to eradicate polio, to assist developing nations, provide safe drinking water, or promote world peace? All right. All right, who said that? It came from over here. Somebody did that? Or somebody over there. Somebody catch. Yeah, yeah. Okay, let's see here. What do we got? So a little bit about who we are through the Rotary Foundation system. We are numbered as Club 3796. Most of you rarely see that, but when it does come up, we are 3796. We're in District 6760. This year, we have right now 100 active members. Thank you. That happened 15 minutes ago. Yesterday, or 20 minutes ago, it was 99. So now we have 100 active members. We have 73 Paul Harris Fellows, which we'll talk about that here in just a second. We have 27 major donors in our club, and our all-time giving to the Rotary Foundation is over 1.8 million since we were chartered. Amazing amount. Yeah. So I'm just going to read this. The mission of the Rotary Foundation helps Rotarians to advance world understanding, goodwill, and peace by improving health, providing quality education, improving the environment, and alleviating poverty. So the mission statement feeds into the Rotary Foundation's, into RI's 7 areas of focus. And everything that we do is around these 7 areas: peace building and conflict prevention, disease prevention and treatment, water sanitation and hygiene, maternal and child health, environment, community economic development, and basic education and literacy. So not only when we give our money does the Rotary Foundation put it in these areas, our BRCCF money supports these same areas. And it's on the back of my cape. How about that? Okay. I'm so crafty. Okay, so these are some numbers just to give you an idea. The Rotary Foundation is so big. They do such a good job with our money. And if you go online and Google it, you get all this information about what a great charitable organization it is. And we have 4- and 5-star ratings with all the nonprofit groups and all the things that you're looking for. But to break it down so that you understand what a great job they do, for 60 cents, you can protect a child against polio. $50 can provide clean water to help fight a waterborne illness. $500 can launch an anti-bullying campaign and create a safe environment for children. So they really take our dollars and make them work for us. So, same thing, you guys are sitting here saying, wow, how can I help the Rotary Foundation? So again, you have a card in your envelope. In your envelope, I put your name on it. I put your Paul Harris level. If you're over $1,000, and again, Eddie will talk about those levels here in just a second, and how much you need to get to your next level. So we hope that you give generously. This is a big overview of what the Rotary Foundation does. So please, if you have any other questions at the end, let's talk about those. If you would like to give direct, which Eddie will talk about this as well, that's what several of us in this room do. It's called the Paul Harris Society. There's some brochures on your tables, and Eddie will definitely get into this. You pay direct through RI annually. I do it. It is so easy. It's $85 a month that comes. I don't even know if it's out of my checking or credit card anymore. I don't know. It's just an amazing way to give. And I promise you, I do worse things with $85 every month of my life. I promise you. But these forms are on your tables as well. So let's welcome Eddie to kind of get into the weeds about the different levels. Eddie, thank you for coming.
Thank you, ma'am. First of all, I want to say thank you to the Brentwood Rotary Club for your support to the Rotary Foundation. You have consistently, over the years, been in the top 3 per capita giving every year, and I want to say thank you again for that. I'm going to talk to you today about the Paul Harris Society. How many of you, which one of these buttons do I push? Take my pick. That one worked. Now I know. The Paul Harris Society obviously is named after our founder, Paul Harris. So that's no surprise. But the Paul Harris Society, what is the Paul Harris Society? It's a group of dedicated donors who inform the Rotary Foundation of their intent to contribute $1,000 annually to the annual fund or Polio Plus or approved global grants. We're only going to talk about the annual fund and Polio Plus today. But I want to stress the word intent. Everybody knows that sometimes life gets in the way. If you tell Rotary International that you want to be a member of the Paul Harris Society, 2 years from now, something happens, who knows what, but you're not able to make your contribution. There are no Rotary police. Jennifer's not going to come, well, Jennifer might, but they're not going to come knocking on your door saying, where is your money for the Paul Harris Society? Life happens. It's just simply your intent. Now, there are probably some of you in here right now who are contributing more than $1,000 a year, and you may not be a member of the Paul Harris Society. Just contributing that money does not make you a member of the Paul Harris Society. You have to inform Rotary International that, again, this is your intent. Let me urge you to do that. A couple of reasons. First of all, this $1,000 that you're doing goes to Rotary International. If it's given to the annual fund, they keep that money for 3 years. And then they return 95% of it to our district that we use for grants. So out of that $1,000, we get 950 of it back to be applied to grants. Okay? Secondly, not only do you get a Paul Harris Fellow every year, but you also get 1,000 points every year. Does everybody understand the point system? It gets complicated. It really does. In order to become a Paul Harris Fellow, you have to have 1,000 points. Now, how do you get a point? You make a $1 contribution to the annual fund, you get a point. You make a $1 contribution to Polio Plus, you get a point. But Jennifer can also transfer some of her points to you and help you receive that level of Paul Harris. So when you're a Paul Harris Society member, you contribute $1,000. $1,000 goes to Rotary International if it's the annual fund. 3 years later, they return 950 to our district. We use it for grant money. You get 1,000 points, which means you can help another Rotarian become a Paul Harris Fellow. Do you have to be a Rotarian to be a Paul Harris Fellow? No. When I became a Rotarian, about a year later, I made my wife a Paul Harris Fellow. A couple of years later, I made both of my sons Paul Harris Fellows. Then I made their wives Paul Harris Fellows. Then I made my grandchildren Paul. We are a 100% Paul Harris Fellow family. Do you have to be, thank you. Do you have to be alive to be a Paul Harris Fellow? No. Lawrenceburg Rotary Club made Davy Crockett a Paul Harris Fellow. Now, I dare say they didn't present the pen. They also made Jack Daniels a Paul Harris Fellow. Think of that what you will. My club has made different city officials, county officials, Paul Harris Fellows, teachers, different things, and we try to do it in front of their people. But that 1,000 points can be used to bring publicity to your club. It can be used to help another Rotarian. And Jennifer said I didn't have much time, but I'm an auctioneer and I can talk fast. Okay, let's go to the next one. Why should I join the Paul Harris Society? You read through these reasons right here. Let me tell you something, folks. The reason you should join the Paul Harris Society is very simple. It's because you're a Rotarian and you want to do what Rotarians do. And Rotarians are generous. So, join the Paul Harris Society. Out of the Paul Harris Society around the world, if you'll notice, there's about 30,000 of us. Almost half, or probably over half by the time this slide was made, are in the United States. How can I join the Paul Harris Society? I know everybody out there has been asking themselves that question since I started talking, right? Well, this gives you different ways that you can join the Paul Harris Society. Now, once you've read these, forget them. Join the Paul Harris Society. Come right over here to this table where I'm sitting right after the meeting, and we'll get it done. I've got the forms with me today. We can make it happen. How can you fulfill your $1,000 commitment? Obviously, you can write a check. I'll take a check today, and I'll get it sent in to Rotary International. You'll get 1,000 points, and you'll get credit for your Paul Harris Society. You can do $250 a quarter, or as Jennifer said, you can do $85 a month. I do $85 a month. I put it on my wife's credit card. And she didn't even know it until I started giving these talks, and she heard me talk about it one day. Now, Daryl Elshai says that she knew it all along, but she had so many Amazon charges on there, she wasn't going to say anything about it. And that may be true. Folks, this amounts, $85 a month amounts to $2.74 a day. When I stood here 3 years ago as your district governor, I told you about this, and I talked about Paul Harris Society, and I told you you could not buy a soft drink and a candy bar for $2.74. Now, in 3 short years, I've had to change that because today, I don't think you can buy a soft drink for $2.74. I know you can't buy a cup of coffee at Starbucks. And I promise you, the Paul Harris Society will do more good. Paul Harris Society members wear this chevron right here, and I should have mine on since I'm talking about Paul Harris Society. Jeff's got one on. How many people? Your club has 29 members of Paul Harris Society, if I'm not mistaken. How many Paul Harris Society members do we have right here? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You wear a chevron with your Paul Harris Fellow Award or with your major donor pin, whatever. But you get that chevron, and I just happen to have some chevrons with me today too. So promote the Paul Harris in your district. Every time I speak, I talk about Paul Harris Society, and I encourage. There's a lady in Lawrenceburg that said that I was the only person she knew that I could make her pay $85 a month and not have an Amazon box sitting on her porch. Donor recognition. To become a Paul Harris Fellow, you have to contribute or have 1,000 points. With each additional 1,000 points, you become a different level of Paul Harris. How many levels of Paul Harris can there be? How many? 9? Anybody else say 9? No. 8. A Paul Harris Fellow plus 8 means you have contributed $9,000. With the next level, you become a major donor. At $10,000 level, you become a major donor. Arts Clump Society, who knows what the Arts Clump Society is? Dick Bowers is the only one, I think. Yes, $250,000. Our district has just had a new member of the Arts Clump Society. He's going to be speaking at our foundation dinner the next week or two. Benefactor, you give money to an endowment, bequest society, you make preparations in your will to leave money to Rotary International. I'm trying to get through this real fast. Donor recognition, again, let's skip over that. November begins Rotary Foundation Month, and I'm assuming that's why you're doing this today. So, because you care, make a contribution to the Rotary Foundation today. Be the difference. Paul Harris Society, if you want to join the Paul Harris Society, please see me right after the meeting and let's get it done. Thank you.
Okay, so Stephen, will you come up and join me? We have some Paul Harris pins to give out. Some are from last year for Stephen's year and some are for this year. So we're going to go ahead and do that and recognize some people who are either a fellow or part of the society already. So
There's another way to find it. I just looked at it online. It's called Google. I entered Paul Harris Society online and I signed up. And I got my little thing right there. But you know what? I've given $1,000 a year. Why would I not join up? And so it's very important and it's a good cause. And if we're able to live in a society like we do here, why would we not give back? So anyway, I want to pitch that before I start this.
Hold on just a second.
I got it right here on my computer.
Yeah, but you can't wear that one. You can wear this one.
Thank you.
Thank you for supporting.
What kind of phone is this, you guys? Like,
The Android.
I'm just kidding. Okay, Paul Harris Fellow +1. Laura Troop, will you come up here? We also have Doug Wright. I don't think he's here today. Okay, we'll give that to him another time. Pat Ryan. Paul, he was here. Right there he is. Paul Harris Fellow +2. And Ted Illichillian. I'm so proud I can say that name correctly. And I was gonna hold off on giving out the 5 pluses, but I'm gonna go ahead and give them out. I was gonna wait till later in the month, but I'm gonna go ahead and get it all. Oh no, those are, I'm gonna go in. Okay, our Paul Harris Fellow +5, Jennifer Ruane. Way to lead the charge, being our foundation director this year. And then Paul Harris Fellow +6. I need your help here. I don't. Kaplan, I know Kaplan's one of them. Michael? And Jeff Brown. I don't think Jeff is here today, so we'll make sure to get that to him as well. Every week this month, because it is Foundation Drive Month, our wonderful Lennis has put together a slideshow and it will be playing. If you see that you do not have the pin that correlates with where you stand today, I've got extras, so please come and see us. All right, and then Jennifer's gonna take it home for us. Thank you.
Okay, so just to wrap up, and God, we're on time. It's a miracle. I can't believe it. So what are we asking? So now you know a little bit about the BRCCF, you know a little bit about the TRF. Amazing organizations, which is why you are here today, which is why you come out every week. So we ask that you give generously, and that will help us continue to support our local nonprofits, our local youth programs, as well as contribute internationally and nationally. So please give generously. So what are we asking of you today? In your envelopes that you were given when you came in, you have 2 cards in there. Please fill them out. And there's a big envelope on your table. Please don't take the cards with you because they won't come back. And that's how I'm tracking, because there's 2 things. Our foundation drive is this entire month. And so what's going to happen, you're going to turn your cards in. I need to keep a spreadsheet of who's pledged, who's paid, because if you don't actually pay, then you get to hear from me like in December, and that's always a good time, right? Because I will come and knock on your door. So please leave them for us. You will get them back next week if you don't know how you want to pay today. And if you have any questions, I've got 2 great district leaders here. We have a past district governor in the room. Please ask us, because we really just hit the high points. There is so much fabulous work going on with Rotary International and just Rotary around the world. It is just amazing. So thank you for everything you do. Does everybody understand about the cards? Is it clear? Yeah. Yes, you can pay any way you want to. You can write a Rotary Foundation check, and you can write a BRCCF check separate. You can write them together. You can pay with a credit card together. And what you write on your card, how you want the funds distributed, we will make sure RI gets the part that you specify and get your points when we send it all in January. So you can just pay once with the QR code with one check, or you can separate them out however you want. And you will get letters from both the Rotary Foundation and the BRCCF, since we're both 501c3s for your own records. So however you want to pay, just make sure your cards are marked correctly, because that's where I gather all the information from. Is what's written on the card is where I get the information. Yep. So it may or may not work. which is so that the QR code that's on your, on the cards go to a PayPal account that we've been using for several years for the golf tournament. We have just activated the QR code that's in Ignite. Literally just activated. You can pay through that. It might take us a minute to figure it out, Lennis. I can tell you're wanting to talk. Go.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So the other QR code I practiced. I went in and made some payments and made sure. I have not practiced with this yet. So we know the money goes into this bucket and we kind of haven't anyways. So you can, but please use a QR code on your card. Yeah, Steve. Yes, please put your name on the BRCCF card, or you know what I'm gonna do if you don't? I'm gonna scan it in and Linus is gonna put it up here on the thing and say, whose card is this? And then we'll know everything that you've donated. Anything else we can answer while we're here? Thank you so much for giving generously. Thank you for sitting through our presentation.
Okay, before we close up, Devin, thank you for coming today. It was nice to have you with us. Don't think we have any other guests. Do you want to say something?
You can help clean up on your table. Everybody has this little decoration. Have I seen it? All right, somebody from that table, put this on Lennis's table when you leave, please, because we're gonna reuse it. But help us put them on Lennis's table. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Don't miss next week. Next week, Michael Barrett is going to talk to us about fashion and clothing and all the fun stuff he does for a living. Put the chairs away, stacks of 8, not up against the wall. And if there's nothing else, for the good of Rotary.